And it's not just every American awaiting the results of our presidential election. Around the globe, the world is watching the uncertainty play out here with unease. The president's premature victory claim, unverified accusations of voter fraud, and even the electoral college process itself is being watched and dissected. Our Ian Pannell has more.
It's perhaps the most contentious and closely watched U.S. presidential election ever. From the headlines of news broadcasts.
Thanks so much for being with us on USA Votes. It's the ABC's coverage of the US election, where nothing has changed. No states have flipped after hours and hours of counting.
Внимание всего мира сейчас приковано к президентским выборам США.
To the front pages of the papers. The world is watching and waiting for America to decide who'll be its next leader with bated breath. The last 4 years have been a whirlwind in U.S. foreign policy, and many abroad are left wondering, what will this election change?
No
matter who wins the election, there are a lot of uncertainties in fields such as the economy, which led to a volatile stock market.
The Trump administration has upended America's image and much of its policies on the world stage.
We are used to seeing a country that respects rights, respects the Constitution, respects all things democratic. But now with what we see on TV, we don't know anymore.
The U.S. officially withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord just yesterday.
I canceled the so-called Clean Power Plan, withdrew the United States from unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us a fortune, which was meant against us, which was pitted against us, and ended the war on American energy.
The U.S. also pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal.
It didn't bring calm, it didn't bring peace, and it never will.
Retreating from the World Health Organization and vowing not to help develop and distribute a coronavirus vaccine.
World Health I got out of because we're spending $500 million. China was spending $38 million, and China controlled it.
Trump has frequently sparred with the UN and NATO allies. His administration's escalated economic and political tensions with China, America's largest and most important trading partner.
The world is now suffering as a result of the malfeasance of the Chinese government. China's cover-up of the Wuhan virus allowed the disease to spread all over the world.
But President Trump has been able to claim some international success. His administration overseeing normalization of relations between Israel and Bahrain, the UAE and Sudan. A Joe Biden presidency might look a lot more traditional. He's vowed to rejoin the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Climate Accord.
I'll put us back in the business of leading the world on climate change.
But the world's also a different place from 4 years ago. Trump normalized relations with authoritarians and right-wing politicians like Brazil's Bolsonaro and North Korea's Kim Jong-un.
I think that you will have a tremendous future with your country, a great leader. And I look forward to watching it happen and helping it to happen.
And the world since then has taken note and learned to try to go it alone much more. European allies who've had tense relations with Trump coming out to say they'll work with whomever is elected. But the underlying message is clear. They're no longer waiting on Uncle Sam to hold their hand anymore.
We will not go back to the previous situation, the good old times of transatlantic relations. Europe has emerged from its naivety and is starting to assert itself as a power.
There's a mixture of shock and awe around the world at what's happening in America. People are perplexed by the electoral college system. They're stunned to see stores boarded up amid fears of violence, and many have wryly remarked that declaring victory before the count is over is often the work of authoritarian leaders in far-off lands. But most world leaders are staying quiet for now, knowing they'll have to find a way of working and dealing with whoever is the next president of the United States.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.